Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine on this Sunday morning, guys, whatever you're doing. Guys, thank you for joining the show. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And please don't forget to smash a like on the video if you can possibly do that. And big up everyone who's watching from Europe, because it is about 7 a.m., 8 a.m. in Europe, isn't it? Goodness me, you guys are absolute legends. Thank you so much, guys. Now, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. I said yesterday that during the World Club Championship, Man United needed to have scouts at this tournament to look at the next up-and-coming player. I've seen a lot. Like, I know I'm not doing a watch-along for it. I know I'm not. But I've seen a lot of talented players at this tournament. Not least a player that I've mentioned quite a few times on this channel. Even before this tournament, a few months ago, we were mentioning Igor Jesus. Of course, guys, Igor Jesus. Now, Igor Jesus, of course, he scored the other day. Very, very talented individual. 24 years old, striker, who plays currently for Botafogo in Brazil, of course, guys. So this player I've spoken about, I think the first time we brought him into the show was literally like nearly a year ago. It probably was in the summer, wasn't it? Now, his market value is around 15 million euros, okay? So it is thought that Nottingham Forest were favourites to sign Mr. Igor Jesus. But Manchester United, contrary to popular belief, had scouts watching Igor Jesus the other day, of course. So, are Manchester United in for the Brazilian? Well, look, when I look at things like this, right, I like it because these players you can get for significantly lower price than some of the other strikers and some of the other players out there. And I'm a big fan of Igor Jesus, and I have been for a while, not just jumping on the bandwagon and things like that. He has 4 caps for Brazil, 1 goal, and I think he's an up-and-coming player that Man United should be exploring. And if Man United, according to rumours, do have scouts at this World Club Championship and were looking at Igor Jesus, I believe that would be a very, very shrewd and positive move, because Man United cannot be resting on their laurels in regards to strikers. We've got Gyokeres, who we don't know whether he's going or whether he's coming. We've got Osman, who doesn't look likely to come to Man United. We've got other strikers as well. Mateta, who probably costs a lot of money as well. So looking at players like this, I wouldn't be opposed to. I really wouldn't. Especially he's showing himself in this tournament. I know that a lot of people are not rating this tournament too much, but one thing I would say is that it is competitive. It is competitive. And the South American teams, the South African teams, the Asian teams, the Middle Eastern teams, they're all going to be fighting at this tournament. For limb for limb, they're going to be fighting for this tournament, because it's a chance for them to show themselves in front of the world, isn't it? At the end of the day. So this is an interesting one. Igor Jesus, what do you guys thinking about that? 15 million euros market price, starting off value. He is wanted by Nottingham Forest. Man United look to hijack the deal. He is very, very interested in going to Nottingham Forest, but Man United could sway him, could turn his head, so to speak. He is actually dual nationality. He is actually UAE, Emirati citizenship, guys. So at the end of the day, he's on the United Arab Emirates. You know what I mean? But he plays for Brazil. So you know what? Close to my neck of the woods. And his real name is Igor Jesus. Igor Jesus is his proper name, not Igor Jesus, but that is the name he has on the back of his shirt, guys. Absolutely. So 15 million euros, decent. And I believe Man United, if they really want to have a successful window this one, they got to start looking at deals like this. Because at the moment, we're chasing the pot of gold. We're chasing the pot of gold with flip-flops. And that's what we're doing at the moment, guys. If you ever know what that means, guys, because I certainly don't. But big up everyone who's joined me today. Hope you're all doing well. Big up everyone. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smash a like on the video. I hope you're doing well. Big up Sanjay. Good morning, my friend. How you doing? Good to see you again, Sanj. Good to see you. Bill, good morning, you legend. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Sanjay. Again, big up. You are a legend, mate. Morning, Gav. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Big up, Jeff. What's going on, mate? Good morning, Man United family in the house. Go Man United. Big up, Jeff. What's going on, Jeff? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. I've been watching the World Cup. I'll be honest, guys. I'd be lying. I would be lying if I told you that I've been watching every single World Cup game. I haven't, to be honest with you. I've seen bits and bobs. I haven't seen a lot, but it is competitive. Sometimes, It is actually on DAZN. I didn't even know it was on DAZN. DAZN, is it DAZN, the channel? Yeah, it is on there for free. So I started watching a little bit of it. And I thought it was all right. But, you know, the timing of the games over here, sometimes the games are kicking off at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I mean, probably the best time is 8 p.m. I've seen. But some of the games are kicking off 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 p.m., 5 a.m., things like that, which is absolute nutty, of course, guys. You know, it feels weird to wake up early in the morning, as I do. I wake up at 5 and already see a game going on. It just feels really weird. Big up, Bill. Oh, and Igor Jesus is looking good. Absolutely, brother. Looking good. Absolutely. If Man United could do this deal, Man United could... Look, Nottingham Forest are going after this player. Nottingham Forest are going after this player, guys. So why can't we steal a march and get that player through the door? We need a... I mean, even if it isn't their first choice, you know what I mean? We need a squad. You know what I mean? Eric, good morning. Big up Eric from South Africa. Big up South Africa. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Big up the legends in South Africa. Absolute legendary country, of course, guys. Absolute legendary. Thank you so much for joining the stream, my friend. I hope you're well. Hope your family are well. And thank you very much for joining the Stretford Post family. Of course, thank you so much, mate. Morning, Bill. Oh, yeah, I said morning to you, Bill, didn't I? British Bulldog. What's going on, bruv? What's going on, mate? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're good, fella. Denbo, good morning. How you doing? I'm sick of these rumors. We're linked with 68 players. We're more than that, Denbo. We're linked to actually 150, probably 150. But it doesn't mean that we're not linked. It doesn't mean that it's not true. Man United are not going to sign 150 players. But what it is that Man United have a list of players that they want. If they don't get that one, they're going to go after that one. If they don't get that one, they're going to go after that one. Because at the moment, we're wasting a lot of time on the likes of Gyokeres and Osman and Mateta and players of that ilk. And we're not really getting any further with these deals, are we? To be honest with you, absolutely not. Samuel looking good as well. Yeah, Samuel Algahawa, I mean, at the end of the day, very big fan of his. Porto player, very, very strong, physical player. Of course, Man United played against him only about a few months ago, yeah. 3-3 draw with Porto. Didn't he score in that game? Yeah, Spanish international, 2 caps for Spain. I think he scored, 21 goals last season, 40 appearances. He's young as well. He's about 20 years old. So, look, these players, look, Bill, I would look at this one. I will look at this deal very seriously as well. And Man United are looking at Samu Agahawa. He's a very, very capable player, a player that would fit perfectly in that number 9 position, who can hold up the ball, bring players into play, can finish and stuff like that. So I do believe that would be a choice. That would be a good option for Manchester United, of course. But we have to wait and see what happens during this summer window. And what's going to happen in this summer window, there's going to be a lot of frustration. There's going to be a lot of links. There's going to be a lot of talk. But one thing we'll do on this channel, we will separate the bull crap from the truth, and we'll try and bring you quality content, guys. Absolutely. Big up, big up. It's not free. I had to pay 10 quid for the month. We'll be in the later stages. Is it not free, Bill? It's free for me. DAZN says I don't pay anything. I've got it on my phone. It says free. I mean, the Club World Championship is free, mate, on mine. I don't know about you. Maybe it's my location, guys. Maybe it's my location, but it definitely is free for me. Definitely. Don't know. Maybe it's because you're in Britain. Maybe we need to start moving south. Give the Amaram the tools for Gav. Look, you know what? The more the time goes on, as I said, Gav. You know what I said. You know, I said I'll give it to the end of June, but that doesn't mean that my frustration and my energy levels are not going to go up, and I'm not going to get frustrated, and I'm not going to get annoyed, because I am. I'm just trying to hide it. You know what I mean? Because I've been there just like you, Gav. We've been here for the last 13 years, you know, thinking about transfers. Every transfer window, we don't get the transfers in. We don't get the transfers in time, etc. Look, any other year in regards to Alex Ferguson years, this wouldn't have mattered, because obviously we were already really good. But the problem I'm having at the moment is that Man United are in a position right now where we cannot faff about. We need to get things done. Now, we had talk from Obrada yesterday, I think it was, saying that we're ahead of the game, we're doing well and stuff like that. Look, it's all well, the PR. The PR is fine. You can give all that PR nonsense all you want. At the end of the day, proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding. Liverpool have already signed 4 players almost. I think it's 4 players almost. Man City is signing players. Arsenal got Zubimendi, and they're already a lot better than us at the moment. So we came 15th last season. We're Manchester United. And not only players coming in, but players leaving. It's not happened so far. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I did say as long as we get the players in before the pre-season, I'll be satisfied with that, getting the players in. Then we can get the players out after that. But There's no news coming out of Manchester United. And obviously there's no noises, no communication between the fans and obviously the board. And this is what's concerning me. I don't like the fact that they put the fans at the back of the queue. I don't like that. I hate that. That they don't think that we're serious. Do you know what I mean? If, you know what, the fans, let them do what they want to do. We're going to just do what we want to do, etc. And that's unacceptable for Man United because the fans are the life and soul of the football club and the fans deserve respect. We are very concerned about our football club. Gav is concerned about our football club. I'm concerned about our football club. And you guys are concerned about our football club. I'm hearing good noises in regards to players that we're linked with. Now I want to see action. I want to see action. I know that nearly for certain that Embremo is going to be a player next season. But we can't go into next season with just Cunha and Embremo because we know what's going to happen, don't we? It's not going to be much better. It will be better, but it won't be much better because we need a striker. And then now, moving on. Roger Fernandez. Roger Fernandez, of course, the Portuguese player that Man United are very interested in. Of course, 20 million euros he would only cost Manchester United. Of course, this is recirculated. This has been resurfaced. This news about Roger Fernandez has resurfaced. Now, what do I make of this? I'm a big fan of Roger Fernandez. I'm also a big fan of Vanderson as well. Vanderson's a very good player. Roger Fernandez is a very good player. What I would say is that Man United do need a right wing back very, very desperately as well. We're in desperation for a lot of positions in our team, isn't it? So we got obviously Roger Fernandez, who Man United have been talking, various media outlets been talking over this last 24 hours that Man United are interested in Roger Fernandez. No-ish, Sherlock. We know, we said it on Stretford Post that Man United are big admirers of Roger Fernandez, and that is never going to change. And just like I said last summer, the list of players that are on Manchester United's wish list are going to still be on that wish list this summer as well, apart from the ones that have left and gone elsewhere. So that is obviously the truth. And Roger Fernandez is still on Man United's wish list. And Man United would like Roger Fernandez, as would Man United like Vanderson, for example, or Wesley, for example, So these players, obviously, just this news is just resurfacing. This is a little bit recycled, to be honest with you. I know that Man United are going to be in for Roger Fernandez, Vanderson, Wesley this summer. I know that already. Whether we get them or not, my prediction is no. I don't think we will get this player yet, even though we should. I'm just saying everything could change as well. Anything could change in football. I'm just saying that, Man United are concentrating on the attack and then they're going to concentrate on the goalkeeper. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we get this midfield position sorted. Absolutely. Dembo will sign free. Now, if we sign free, Dembo, if that is, it depends what you mean by free. If it's the two number 10s and the striker, then I would look at things in a way that, well, in the attacking sense, we're much better. But on the midfield sense and the wing-back positions, I don't think we're quite there yet, especially on the right wing-back. Man United need a lot of work doing, and this is what's the biggest frustrating thing, not only for you, Dembo, for me, for everyone. We're all in the same boat because we all want what's best for the football club. So we're all a little bit annoyed, ain't we? So at the end of the day, what we have to do is say, okay, look, look, it's June. It's June. I know it's June. But I also understand the argument that with past seasons, we haven't had as much work as we need doing now. For example, Marcus Rashford, Sancho need to lead the football club. Luke Shaw still stinking out the place. We got other players. Mason Mount, who doesn't play enough football, and I don't think he's good enough. Casemiro's too slow to play in that midfield. Evans has left. The football club. Lindelof has left the football club. Eriksen has left the football club. There's 3 players right there who've left the football club. Rashford and Sancho won't be playing for the football club. That's 5 players right there. Even off the cuff, right? That, should be gone. That's 5 already. So 3 have gone already. 2 more, that's 5. All right? Man United need about 10 players to leave the football club, and it's going to be extremely difficult. But if Man United manage to get rid of Rashford and Sancho and bring in about 4 players, that would be it wouldn't be ideal. It wouldn't be perfect. Man United needs 6 or 7 or 8. But what I would say is that at least they got some business done. Are they going to do that? Personally, my prediction is they'll get Embremo. And then after that, we'll fight another month for a striker. Then after that, we'll probably get maybe another player in, maybe a young player or stuff like that. And I do believe that it's going to drag in to August. Sadly, I think it's going to drag into August. And this is, again, where we go wrong, because we should have our full team available by the 19th of July against Leeds United. And that, because obviously the formation, the tactics is different. These players need to get used to it, etc., etc. Now, everything can change in football. In 1 week, we could be sitting there next week, delirious, happy. Oh, we got this done. We're going to be cooking next season. It could be. Will it? I mean, very, very low chance, isn't it, at the end of the day? Because the board and Ineos don't give us enough confidence. And this is precisely why I didn't want Ineos. And this is precisely why I wanted a full sale and the Glazers out, because I knew that Ineos are slow and they're not going to get deals done like Qatar would get it done. Qatar would get it done. They'll just get it done. Players out, no worries about that. Pay off your contract, gone, sayonara, and that's it. Bill, yesterday you were talking about Gyokeres, and I think you know more on him and where might be going. Spill the beans, please. I know a lot about Gyokeres. I've been promised not to say nothing about Gyokeres, but one thing I say about Gyokeres, right, is that he knows where he's going, and he's not going to be mentioning anything because the deal will probably go through in the end of the month, July. Now, I know that I don't know anything. I'm not going to lie and say that I know where he's going. I don't. I just know where he knows the way he's going. And whether, he's going to Arsenal or Man United or Chelsea or wherever it is, he knows. And the biggest frustration for me is that this is going to be rumbling on for another few weeks. And, I don't like this kind of thing, this messing about. I want to go here. I want to go there. I find it arrogant, and stuff like that. So I just wish he'll make his choice and announce to the world where he's going rather than speculation with the agents and stuff like that. I do know his agent. I've met his agent. I've met him in Turkey. I know him, the Swedish-Turkish agent, of course. I know him, so I do know what he's like, and I do know other things about him, So at the end of the day, there is still a possibility that Gyokeres could come to Manchester United, and it could shock everyone. I don't think that's dead out the water. I don't think that's completely dead. I do, however, think that Arsenal are favourites. I still think that they're favourites to get him. But Arsenal are still in for Sesko. So what goes on with that, guys? So, a lot can happen. One thing I would say is that he does know where he's going, but he hasn't spoken yet. He does know where he's going. Sal, no, it's not free. They want you to sign up, then hit you with a price to watch the tournament. No, not for me, Bill. I've been paid nothing, mate. Look, watch this. Watch this. No bill. Absolutely. I can't give you on here, but I got DAZN, right, on my phone, right? I got DAZN on my phone, and they don't charge me. Maybe because I'm in the UAE, and I watched it, and I ain't got no bill, mate. No bill yet. No bill. DAZN, look, I watch it. I'm not going to lie to you because I care about you, mate. I care about you, mate. So, look. Look at this, right? Look at the top, right? The top, it says upgrade. Upgrade, right? It's right up there. And I could watch the full tournament. I can still watch the full tournament, mate. I can still watch the club tournament. I won't lie to you because I'm not really interested in the tournament, to be honest with you. But, what I would say is that maybe it's different in different countries. Maybe it's because I'm in the UAE at the moment. But, yeah, there we go. Of course. Bill, I think Zirkzee will be the most improved player this season. When he gets in the team, he will fight tooth and nail to keep it that way. He's a street fighter. One thing I will say about Zirkzee, I admire Zirkzee. I think he's come back from adversity in regards to last season when he was heavily criticised, and he's done incredibly well. And I'm proud of Zirkzee, what he's done. What I would say, I like Zirkzee as well. I think he's a good personality to have around the club. I do believe that he will be like a backup for Cunha and Embremo. We can play him as a number 10. I just don't think he is a number 9. Excuse me. We can play him as a number 9. I just don't think he is a number 9. I don't think he's that guy to score goals unless we play in a different way. Because obviously, you can play the sort of Barcelona way without a recognised number 9. You know what I mean? And but yeah, he's going to be a good player for Man United, and selling Zirkzee would be nuts, to be honest with you, because we need players like Zirkzee in the team, and I think he done very well. And also, one thing about it, Bill, is that I want to see these players with the likes of Cunha, with the likes of Embremo as the number 10s, because it only takes a spark. As I've always said, it only takes a spark to create something, to create have a domino effect on the whole team, if you know what I mean. If we can score goals, it's just going to build up our confidence. I kind of underestimate how important confidence is in football. And if we score goals, and then, it could build up the team, even in the defensive, the wing backs, the midfield and stuff like that might start being rejuvenated and reborn, of course. Rumour mill amount to Villa. There is obviously rumours about Rashford to Newcastle United. I don't know why Rashford would go to Newcastle United. Newcastle United got Anthony Gordon and players of that ilk. I don't think they'll be going for that. Obviously, in regards to Mason Mount, Villa, my guys, take him. You can have him. He's all yours. I just don't think that's ever going to happen. You know, when I hear these rumors, right? When I hear rumors about our players going to Aston Villa and Newcastle, you just feel like that feeling of, you know what, it's not really going to happen, is it? You'd have that negative feeling around things and stuff like that. It's unfortunate, but yeah, I do have that negative feeling about it. I would love Sancho to leave. I would love that to happen, and Rashford to leave, and we can end this little bit of story, this everlasting story that has been going on for a decade. You know what I mean? We need to get rid of a lot of these players. And I would love if we got Mason Mount out. I don't think we're going to get Mason Mount out personally. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Ruben Amorim is an admirer of Mason Mount. I don't think we're going to sell him. But in regards to Rashford and Sancho, they're going to be hopefully out the door very soon. Rashid, what's going on, brother? I hope you're doing well, brother. What do you think about Douglas Luiz and Vlahovic to Manchester United? It depends, mate. It depends in regards to Douglas Luiz. Of course, I'm a big admirer of Douglas Luiz, even when he's at Aston Villa. Very good player. Hasn't quite worked out for him at Juve, unfortunately. But I wouldn't say no to Douglas Luiz. Absolutely not. Given where our midfield is at the moment, Rashid, our midfield is not strong. So bringing in a player like Douglas Luiz would be great. Can we do a deal with Juventus for Douglas Luiz? Vlahovic, however, the problem with Vlahovic obviously is the wages, right? The wages is a problem with Vlahovic. Apparently, he wants 350,000 euros a week, which is way out of our budget, to be honest with you, sadly. But I like Vlahovic. He's prolific. He is very prolific, and he scores goals. And at the moment, when I'm looking at Man United's team, I think Man United need a striker, an experienced striker to put the ball in the back of the net. It's a bit like our goalkeeper. Anyone would do at the moment. You know, anyone, with alongside of a certain quality and experience, and they score goals. For example, the Onana, you know, we need another goalkeeper. Anyone would do, guys, and a striker. It's very important. Two parts of the pitch. Man United need to build a spine. At the moment, I don't think Man United have a spine. I think we got bloody, what is it, a slip disc in our back. That's what we are, because Man United don't have any midfield. Bagel FC, etc. All the analogies you can get. Hula hoop FC. You know what I mean? And I would say that we do need a spine, and bringing in a player like Douglas Luiz who's going to fight for the badge and stuff like that, and, you know, got that South American grit. I like that. I do like that. And I think that would be a good move. Vlahovic would be a great move. Whether we can get Vlahovic or not is another story. But he has always been a great player, a very, very good player. Of course. Denbo, Ahmad and Dalot right wing back, Leon, they'll go like that's sorted. In my opinion, in my humblest opinion, Denbo, Ahmad is not a right wing back. I would never say he's a right wing back. He can't play right wing back. He gets exposed as the right wing back. His positional sense is not good enough. If you watch football, analyze football like I do, you will see that his positional sense is not good. He's too small for right wing back as well. He's not a right wing back. And throughout his career, growing up in the academies, you know, he's never been a right wing back. You know, so what Man United need to do, they need to get a right wing back. Ahmad is not ready for Man United at the moment. I'll be honest with you. He's nowhere on the level of Cunha. He's nowhere on the level of Embremo. Ahmad needs to hug the bench for a little bit, in my opinion. None of those players deserve to be for starting for Man United. I don't care how much they rated as a future. I think that Ahmad is a better impact player than a starting player for me. And I think Man United need to buy a right wing back, a proper one, a specialised one, in my opinion. Even though I like Ahmad, and don't get me wrong, but we have to think about things on the winning side of things. How are we going to win football matches? You're certainly going to win football matches with Ahmad as a right wing back. Absolutely not. He's not one of those guys. He can't cross, right? He cuts in too often. He makes the wrong decision. He's a little bit lightweight. And that I'm being critical here, because I should be critical, because we're critical with every single player. Every single player to a man last season are responsible for Man United coming 15th last season. You know? And I would say that he's not ready. Dorgu left wing back. However, Dorgu, I agree with. Dorgu is going to be a superstar. I believe that. And I've seen a lot from Dorgu. I've seen his strength. I've seen his tackling abilities, positional sense, crossing abilities. Very important in that position. I've seen that. We got enough players who can run now. We're going to have Emprema, we're going to have Cunha. No, so we got players who can do the Ahmad role, so to speak. So at the end of the day, no, as much as I love Ahmad, I think he should be hugging the bench, in my opinion. Bill, looking good, Sancho to Napoli. We hope so. Fingers crossed, Bill. Hopefully, I'm in Naples in Goodness me, when am I in Naples? July. I'm in Naples. All being well. I'm in Naples in July. So hopefully, yeah, he'll be following me to Naples. Hopefully, guys, absolutely. Ronaldo, what's going on, my bro? What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're good. Ronaldo is the GOAT, by the way. Next month, Diego Leon is coming. Yes, he's coming on the 1st of July. Obviously, because of the financial year. And look, guys, I want to talk about this slightly because obviously it's very important that we understand that a lot of players could come on the 1st of July. That's not to say there won't be a here we go or Ornstein bombshell. The players will be coming into Man United on the 1st of July because it's the financial year. And obviously FFP, PSR, money saving and all this stuff, that financial stuff. And I don't class myself as a mathematician. I'm very bad at maths. But you know what? One thing I would say is that 1st of July is probably when you're going to see a lot of news coming in and out of Man United. And if it is to believe in regards to a Barada, etc., you know, that their things are looking good, you know, we're doing very well and stuff. Let's see it. Proof is in the pudding at the end of the day. Hesty, what's going on? Can you please send your DAZN account and password so we can all watch it for free? It's good for the community. Hesty, don't be hasty, Hesty. Don't be hasty, Hesty. At the end of the day, are you in the UAE? You might not be able to have it for free because I'm in the UAE. I get it for free. So at the end of the day, what I can do, however, well, you know what I mean. I can't give my password. I can't do that. Bloody hell, I'll turn up for the books and there's been all these next things been downloaded and stuff. But yeah, look, you know what? It's not worth it anyway. It's not worth it. If you're in the UAE, I'll send it to you straight up. I would just DM me and I'll give it to you on Twitter. Yeah. Bill, so agreed. If the goals come, so will our confidence. Exactly, Bill. You know, football isn't as complicated as people make it out to be. You know, you go 1-0 up, 2-0 up. We all know what happens to the team. You know, the confidence level suddenly goes from there all the way up. These are not bad players. They're not bad players. And I've said it over and over again. These are not bad players. They just haven't got confidence. They just got a bloody decade of failure. That's what it is at the end of the day. And to get rid of this culture at the football club, it does take a spark, just a small spark that can get rid of, that can elevate a team, you know? Having Cunha, having Embremo, and having a striker up front. And then if we start winning, let's say we go Arsenal, first game of the season, we beat Arsenal 3-1, you know, and then Man United are like, wow, yeah, we're good now. And then the key is, though, just like Leicester City, what Leicester City done, confidence, right? It can win you a title. You know, what we need to do is once we get that confidence, grab it, keep it, and keep going. And say, all right, we're beating this team, we're beating that team. Now we need to move on to the next team and the next team and the next team. Look, we're in a position at the moment, Man United, looking at our fixture list, we've got Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal in the opening 10 games, right? So if we win, let's say we beat Arsenal, we beat Burnley, we beat Fulham, we beat Chelsea, we beat City. Imagine we win those 5 games just those 5 games. Imagine the euphoria, imagine the confidence within this football club. Imagine how we'll be feeling. Now, looking at it, is it realistic? At this present time, right now, no. I don't think we're going to win our opening 5 games, and I'm going to be realistic about that. I don't think we're going to do that. If we get players in, however, and we start getting these transfers in, and we start playing good football, and we start saying, wow, Amram is cooking, then you never know. Absolutely, Bill. Kenny, Mount is going to be a sub at least at best next season. He will be a sub, definitely not going to be starting. As I said, I mean, I fully expect Cunha and Embremo to be the number 10s next season, Kenny. I fully believe that. I don't think that Bruno will be playing there. I think he can be rotated there, but I think Bruno will be the number 8. That is my biggest concern. Is Bruno being the number 8. Bruno being the number 8 is my biggest worry at Manchester United. That's where I think, that's... You know, hopefully he won't go out of position and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Absolutely. Natty. Good morning, Sal. What do you think of Rashford interview saying the idol was Thierry Henry? Now, big up, Natty. What's going on? Didn't Marcus Rashford say his idol was Cristiano Ronaldo? Didn't he say his idol was Eric Cantona? Didn't he? You know, I mean, what is going on with Rashford? Is he just talking to fit a narrative? Is that what he's doing at the moment? Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be hearing any Marcus Rashford talking about Thierry Henry as his idol and changing it from Ronaldo. You know, at the end of the day, Rashford talks too much. Just get on with your job. You know what I mean? Leave the football club. Go to another football club. Prove yourself. You 2-goal, 3-goal a season striker. You know, I get a League One player right now who can get more goals than you in bloody Premier League right now. I'll tell you that right now, guys. I have some players playing for bloody Leyton Orient do a better job than you. right? So at the end of the day, he talks too much, and I don't want to be hearing about who he admires, because at the end of the day, what the most important thing is that you Man United fans are not admiring you right now, mate, and that is exactly what it is. Agreed on Ahmad Sal. He's an impact player, same as Garnacho. Garnacho should be played on the right, so he would pass instead of left, where he looks exactly, Bill. And this is again the problem, isn't it? This is again the problem. People are not looking at the fundamental problem in Man United's attack. Man United have been notoriously, forget about 4-4-2, right? For a second. Let's think about the wingers. Man United over the years have had wingers who bomb forward, who cross the ball into the box with players running into the box on the rebound. So Man United haven't done that for a long time. I'm tired of seeing wingers right now getting into the byline, cutting in, shooting, or cutting in and doing a little floated ball in. Like there's no substitute for running on that wing and crossing a ball first time, right? Low, hard into the box, where strikers are coming into the box. Or there's no substitute for players who cross the ball into the box high to the big man in the box. I know that sounds like very basic football, but football is basic. And what we're doing right now is overcomplicating it. We're overcomplicating it. And the cutting ins with Ahmad and stuff, I just don't think it is. We're like this, right? We got two number 10s, right? We got two number 10s. We already got space in there. We already got a big chaos in that area. We got two number 10s, and the two wingers are bombing forward and cutting in, and we're bumping into each other like a bloody, you know what I mean? The only thing I've been positive about is I've been positive about Dorgu, because I believe Dorgu's getting that ball in the box. He's getting the crosses in the box, and I've seen a number of times that he's got that cross into the box. I've been proud of him when he's been doing that. Ahmad, however, is not a natural wing back. You know, I don't think he's a wing back. He's a winger, but he's also a winger that can't cross, and I think he needs to learn how to cross, in my opinion. Growing up, I know how important crosses is, you know, my friend, and I believe that is the Man United way. Big up, Bill. Natty. South, for what is fighting? For what is he is fighting? I think he wants to fight to make us relegated. So for what is he's fighting? I think he wants to fight to make a. Who's that, mate? Rashford. Who's that, mate? Uwara, what's going on, my friend? Are we doing well? Will Abremo got a chance? Yes, it will, Uwara. It will go through. We're waiting. We're waiting on, obviously, the end of the month, the beginning of the fiscal year, but it should be announced very, very soon. I've been waiting ages for the announcement, absolutely, but I've been told it's been done, and we're waiting on the, obviously, the necessities of the deal, you know, the foregone conclusions and stuff like that, absolutely. He probably does want him as well. Absolutely, he's on our chat. Big up, good morning, Asif. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're well. Travels as well. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Sal, from Park Dean in Thai Mara Holiday Park. Hope you're having fun, Trev and Boff. Big up yourselves. Hope you're good. Long time no see. Good to see you back, mate. Absolutely. I agree. Dorgu is good. Raw, though. Dorgu is good, is raw. But you know what happens with raw players, isn't it? You know what happens with raw players, Ranjit, is that they end up becoming great players because he works hard. One thing I've noticed about Dorgu, he works hard. And I personally believe, guys, it's my subjective opinion, but I personally believe that he was the man of the match in the Europa League final for Man United. I really do, Black. No chance. What's that, mate? No chance. No chance that you got ball knowledge, mate. Absolutely. No chance you got any contacts. Absolutely no. Only in joking effects. So, no sitting back when we go 1-0 up this season, go for broke 2 or 3-0 up, especially with Konya and Abramo. Absolutely, Bill. This is what we need to do. I've never seen Man United go, well, during the Alex Ferguson period, every time we go 1-0, we were looking for 2, looking for 3, looking for 4. We never sat back. Attack is the best form of defense. And, you know, Man United need to, when we go 1-0, this is the problem. It's predictable. Man United are so predictable, like the weather. They change, right? The thing is, Man United will score a goal, and then you know that the team has a big chance of equalising. There's no bigger chance than an opposition team equalising against Man United than when we score a goal. And then, obviously, it usually happens, doesn't it, these days? Also, when Man United go down to 10 men sometimes, straight away we can see the goal. Apart from the Arsenal game, which was surprising to me, of course. But Man United obviously played very well in that game and showed their capabilities, of course. Good morning, sir. Uwara, watching you from Ghana. Big up Ghana, massive. Big up Accra. Big up everyone in Ghana, of course, guys. Wherever you are in Ghana, much love to you, brothers. My brothers and sisters over there. Big up yourself. Hope you're all well. Of course, good morning, Rich. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see. The midfield is a little for sure. I'm concerned about the midfield. I am, because I don't believe that Bruno is a number 8. That is the overriding concern that I'm having at the moment. I do believe Ugarte will have a better season next season with a pre-season under his belt. Let's not forget that Ugarte didn't have a pre-season last time. So I do believe he will have a good preseason next season, and hopefully, he does well. But with the Bruno situation, the only concern for me is that Bruno drifts out of position, and he obviously creates a problem in our midfield, which is an issue. But what I would say is that now that we've got Embremo and Cunha as the number 10s, maybe it might take some pressure off the likes of Bruno. I don't know. I'm just, maybe I'm being too positive. But at the end of the day, I think that could happen. Maybe it might encourage Bruno to be more positional wary, in my opinion. Hopefully. Bigger Acid, what's going on? Sal, we can cook all we can in our top four. The reality is Amram will not have time to settle with the team. Late, busy means repeating. What we've been doing for a decade, our fixtures are tough. They're tough. But you could do two things, Asif. We could cry about it, be nervous about it, be scared about it, or you could take things as motivation. You could take things like, you know what? If we beat Arsenal, which we did last season, by the way, Asif, with 10 men. If we beat Arsenal, then it's going to be confidence, isn't it? It's going to be enthusiasm. But what I would say is that guys, I know people are frustrated, and I know people are like a little bit nervous and stuff like that. But it's still only June. And I would say that because I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon saying this, and the other. We got a different ownership than we had under Murtough and Woodward. I would say that let's wait until the end of this month. Obviously, that is only 10 days away, isn't it? 8 days away. And let's see where we are. And then if we are, by the start of preseason, which is on the 7th of July, and then the first preseason game is on the 19th of July, if we haven't got the deals done by then you know what? Then we can start throwing our rattles out of pram and then. But being a little bit too negative, like in regards to what's going on. We have to be calm. I understand that people are frustrated. I'm frustrated. I am. But I'm keeping grounded. You have to be smart in this game. You know what I mean? You have to be smart because at the end of the day, they might do something and might slap us on the face and say, there you go, and make me look like an absolute prat. You know what I mean? If I start jumping on the back, this and that. So I'm being calm. I'm waiting and seeing. Let's wait and see. I know they got Embremo through the door. That's good. But I'm definitely not worried about anyone. Definitely not. I think things can happen for a reason, of course. Can have a birthday shout out, please, because I'm big 40 today. Which one? Trev or Bath? Trev or Bath? Which one is it? Is it Both or Trev? Anyway, happy birthday, my friend. I hope you're doing well. The big 4-0, mate. I thought you were 30, mate. Goodness me, you look younger than you are, mate. Big up yourself. Welcome to the big 4-0 and have a good birthday celebration, my friend. And chin chin, absolutely. Big up yourself. Hope you're well. Oh, it's Boff. Big up Boff. Happy birthday, Boff. Boff, you are the man. Happy birthday. Have a great time, mate. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy a nice, lovely meal with your loved ones and go for it, mate. Have it large. Have it large. Absolutely. Bill, Sal, when the Dalot had the ball on the right wing, he wouldn't cross the ball. He would wait for Bruno and would cross the ball. And by then it was too late. For me, it's a big frustration. Bill, if I talk, I'll be in trouble, mate. If I talk, I'll be in trouble, but I'm going to talk anyway. I don't rate Dalot as high as people rate him. I don't think he's a wing back. I think he's a full back. There is a difference between a wing back, an overriding wing back, like an attacking wing back, and a full back. I think that Dalot is a full back. I think Dalot was responsible for a few goals last season. Look, again, I like Dalot. I like his attitude. I like his personality. But nice guys finish last at the end of the day. What Man United need to do, we need to have players that actually put the bloody ball in the back, the bloody cross the ball properly and go on the byline, overlapping runs, etc. For goodness sake, when was the last time we saw a bloody overlapping run? You know, with the Dennis Irwins, with the Paul Parkers, with the Gary Nevilles, for example. When is the last time we actually did that? You know, we used to have collaborations in the team, but we don't really have collaborations anymore. You know, between, you know, remember it used to be Beckham and Gary Neville and things like that, and Giggs and Irwin, you know, and we don't have these kind of collaborations anymore, unfortunately. It's all like individuals nowadays. All individuals are just thinking about themselves and everything, you know. Big up, Bill. So, why players want to go from our club and to prove the manager's wrong? Why did they not do it there? They're here. Because it shows the mentality, Matty, let me tell you something about players leaving a football club, players leaving Manchester United. It's very easy to leave a club like Man United and thrive. And let me tell you why it's easy to thrive away from Man United, meaning it's easy to succeed away from Man United. I'm going to say it like this, right? Players leave Man United and they thrive. Well, some of them do. I don't really think Rashford and Sancho have necessarily thrived. I think they've done okay, average. But if we're going to say that they thrive, let's say for argument's sake that Sancho and Rashford thrived when they left Man United, right? The problem with certain players, they cannot handle the shirt. They cannot handle the responsibility of being a Manchester United player. Manchester United are not just any club. Manchester United are one of the biggest clubs in the world with a stack full of history, the most beautiful history in football. And I would argue that with everyone. Some players can't handle the shirt. Some can't handle when the going gets tough. It takes personality. It takes fight. And not many of these players have the fight to play for Manchester United. Not many. We don't have any Keanes or Cantonas or Bruces or Pallisters or Irwins or Schmeichels or Giggs. We don't have any of that. At the moment, we got a bunch of sport overpaid brats who pay for us, right? Who call themselves Manchester United players, but that's just by name. They're not got the Man United DNA. They don't have the Man United DNA. They have the Man United on their CV. I play for Man United, but they don't have the Man United DNA. So when they leave Man United and they go to play for Everton or Aston Villa or any of those teams, no disrespect to those teams, they thrive because the pressure is off. You know, the pressure's off. The weight of the shirt is gone. And the expectations of that football club is far less. Yes, I know Man United came 15th. I know that. But that doesn't mean that Man United's expectations isn't still high. Man United subconsciously still have high expectations. Now, in regards to signing for Everton or Southampton or wherever they sign for, they don't have any expectations. So you can get away with a 3 out of 10, a 4 out of 10, a 5 out of 10. I personally feel, for example, Sancho done crap at Chelsea. But Chelsea, their levels are not as high as Man United. They thought he did good. Very nice. They thought he did good. But at the end of the day, the Man United shirt is way too heavy for some of these mercenaries, what I would say, guys. And they're not Manchester United players. There has to be a certain type of player to be a Manchester United player. Absolutely. Big up, Natty. Onana wants to get relegated. Yeah, let me get into about Nana. Nana wants to fight for his place, guys. So you may have heard it over the media over the last 24 hours. Onana doesn't want or not want to leave Man United. So if Onana doesn't want to leave Man United is stuck in a bit of a conundrum. Man United could do two things, right? Man United can continue and proceed in signing a goalkeeper, or Man United could say, you know what, we're going to stick with Onana. Now, if Man United sign a goalkeeper, that would drift Onana onto the bench, which, you know what, is as Man United think these days, Man United are not a football club. They're more like a business. They treat Onana as an asset. So what's going to happen is that Onana will sit on the bench and the board are going to say, well, Onana's getting 200,000 a week. We can't be putting Onana on the bench. You know, we can't do that. He's cost too much money. He's worth a lot of money. Whereas back in the day, we could drop players and put them into the reserves and things like that. These days, we're threatening to put players in the reserves and they're threatening to strike Man United. What world are we looking at the end of the day? Now, it is a World Cup year. So at the end of the day, players like Onana would want to play every game next season because they're at risk of losing their place in the World Cup squad. It is World Cup year next season. So a lot of these players are going to want to play football. So what Man United could do, they could bring in a goalkeeper and they could say, look, Onana, he's the first team goalkeeper for now. You're going to be the second string goalkeeper. Live with it. Will they do that, though? You know, it remains to be seen at the end of the day because I personally believe that, you know, we're more focused on what the player is rather than, you know, and what he's worth rather than what he brings to the team. Also, you know, we're in a bit of a pickle because back in the day, you know, we could sign a goalkeeper, for example, and the goalkeeper might not succeed. Massimo Taibi, for example, Fabian Barthez. But you know what we could do? We could get another goalkeeper. We had the luxury to do that. These days, we sign a goalkeeper. It has to be the one. It has to be the one. We cannot get rid of them because this has to work. It costs that much money. We can't afford another one, guys. This has to work. Onana, you better do it. You better do it. And that's what it's like at the moment. And we all know Onana, fair play to the lad, but he's not the player to be between the sticks at Man United. He's just not. And he makes far too many errors, in my opinion, more than any goalkeeper in the Premier League last season. And that's not including the mistakes that weren't counted as mistakes, if you know what I mean. Asif. Rumours are that United is willing to wait to Jai transfers. Rumours, it's the truth. Every conversation will go 5 weeks. We'll sign him in we feel late August. It's good for Amran plans. At the end of the day, it is rumours. And rumours will be rumours. At the end of the day, if Man United managed to get 3 players in, for example, the striker, the 2 number 10s, then it is. But let's not pretend that Man United have never been like that. Man United signed Rooney very late during September. Man United signed Berbatov very late. Man United, you know, they've done that notoriously over the years. Dwight York signed 1 game into the season. They've done that notoriously. At the end of the day, I'm not going to moan about it because at the end of the day, as if we know what Ineos are, right? At the end of the day, what can we do? What's moaning going to do about it? What's being scared and worried going to do about it? Let me tell you something in life. You don't be scared or worried about anyone, right? At the end of the day, let me tell you that one. You won't get very far. What I would say is that what I would say is that this is Ineos, and I know what Ineos do. I know what they do. I know they're going to bring in a few players in. I know that. They're going to bring a few players, probably in July, but we'll have some players. I know that they'll probably bring some players in August as well. But this is exactly what Ineos are. I've already made my peace with that. I've already went to Qatar. I've done interviews. I've done that. I've fought for it, against it. And people clowned me, and people said that, you know what, Sal, you're going to have egg on your face. You know what I mean? Here we are. Now, I know what's going to happen. I know we're going to get players through the door. I know we're going to get some players through the door maybe early July. I know that we're going to get some players through the door in August. That is just the way it's going to be. And what do I do? Will Amram succeed? I think he'll be all right because he still have the players there, his players, and I think he'll be all right. But one thing I want to emphasize to everyone in the fan base: don't go blaming Amram if we don't get our players in by the start. Don't go blaming Amram, because I'm not. Don't go blaming him. But I firmly believe, and I've got a good positive feeling for next season. I have. I've got this good positive feeling. I know some people may say you're crazy, Sal, but I do have this good positive feeling about next season. You know, so let's hope. I don't want anyone to steal my shine. Big up Moed. Garte, better than Neves. Better than Neves, Mohamed. At the end of the day, Moed, Mohamed, Mohed, whatever it is, guys, absolutely. Whatever. I mean, whatever you think, mate. Garte is a good player, and you got dead ball knowledge. Asif, Sam, bro, not confirmed yet, but I'm speaking to a lot of people in regards to people around the deal. People who know me, they know that I've done a lot of things around Brentford and stuff like that. I don't want to give away too much in regards to that, but I've done a lot of things with clubs, in the past. But what I would say is that it's a done deal. We just need to iron out some final details, and it will be announced very soon. Man United, look, guys, this shows you how early it is. It's June. The financial year starts on the 1st of July, so the player will be walking in on the 1st of July. But that doesn't mean that the player won't get a here we go or a Ornstein bomber or something like that, because it can still happen because it's still not official, technically. Sal, which you want, Bruno, Casemiro, midfielder, or Ugarte, Bruno, as Ugarte, Casemiro? We can't leave out Bruno, can we, Natty? I'll say Ugarte, Bruno for me. Ugarte, Bruno for me. So, no more panic buys. Hopefully, Wilcox and the team will get the deals done before August the 1st, maybe to be the biggest transfer window in our history. Yeah, let's not forget, guys, the season doesn't start to mid-August, does it? So, at the end of the day, the players will be getting done. The thing is, I want the players in before that. I want the players in July to work on the tactics, work on the system. So I don't want to go into next season and say, well, you know what, they're not used to his tactics, and you know what, that's not really his players and stuff like that at the end of the day. I don't want to go into the realms of that, of course. Absolutely not. A big up, Bill. Ranjit. The system may be the end of Ahmad, Mainu, Bruno, Casemiro. That's why I'm not a fan so special. Mate, Ahmed, Mainu, Bruno, Casemiro. Let me tell you something, Ranjit, about that. If you cannot play in any system, you're not really a good player. It's as simple as that. That system has been played for years. Why can't they all of a sudden play that system? Why not? Conte plays that system. Why can't they play that system? At the end of the day, Zinedine Zidane, you could put Zinedine Zidane in any single system in the world football, he will shine. Great players shine regardless. I don't care if they can play that system or not. I don't really give a damn. I'll be honest, Ranjit. I don't. They played in the 4-3-3, mate. What did they do in the 4-3-3? Minus goal difference too, wasn't it, as well? They played in that formation, mate. They played in various formations over the years. And to be honest with you, I couldn't care less what they like or what they don't like. They just need to get on with it. I believe this system can work. It worked with Sporting Lisbon and in the Champions League for Sporting Lisbon. So I know it can work when they're smashing up Man City 4-1. You remember that? So at the end of the day, get him the players he wants, and let's see. And then if it doesn't work next season, then we can have a debate about that. It's just a weak argument, to be honest, about the system. How are you, sir? Big up, Saviour. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Dog with a player to be watching next season. Absolutely. Signing Bremer, a midfielder, and a striker. Man United finished top 4. Zambia. Big up, Zambia, my friend. Cuchulo, my friend. Big up yourself. Good to see Zambia back in the house, my friend. Good to see you, mate. Absolutely great comment. Yeah, I got a great feeling about Dorgu. I got a positive feeling about Dorgu. I like him. I like him as a personality. He's got this, this calmness, this professionalism that you have. He's not in the media all the time. He doesn't talk much. He gets on with his game, and that's what I like, to be honest with you. I like that. And I can't wait to see him next season. Mbeumo should be through the door very soon, hopefully, my friend. And hopefully, Man United will be a lot better next season, at the end of the day. Do we have a right to be concerned? Yes, we have a right to be concerned. Everyone has a right to be concerned. It's democracy. Everyone feels the way they feel. And I'm not going to prevent people feeling that way because deep down, I feel I'm trying to hold the anxiety down. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to say, okay, let's just wait. But that doesn't mean I believe in them. That doesn't mean that I don't believe in them. The fact is, I've always been cautiously optimistic my whole life, or cautiously pessimistic my whole life. I've always been like that. I've always taken things with a pinch of salt. And I think that's how you should do things in both sides of the spectrum, whether it's a positive narrative or a negative narrative. It's always important to take things with a pinch of salt and look at things in a subjective, objective, however you want to put it, way. You know what I mean? That's how Man United should do things. That's how people should do things. In regards to when you're judging people, even if you don't like someone, don't look at someone in a completely negative light and say that they're going to do this, we're going to foul at the end of the day. Because I don't want to think like that. I like to think that with Woodward and Murto not at the football club anymore, we might have a better way of doing things. Now, last summer, we had a decent summer. Apart from Ugarte coming late, we had a decent summer, right? But Man United, through history, as someone said yesterday, have never done deals in June. We've done one in June, right? So at the end of the day, what I would say is that we just have to be a little bit like, you know what? Instead of moaning, you know what I mean? Me being a punch bag and stuff like that, what we need to do is say, okay, let's wait and see, right? And then as the days go by, slowly put up the heating on this little Ineos little trip over here. Guys, slowly put up the heating and we'll see where we are. Big up Saviour, by the way. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Jake, big up, mate. Great show. Quick question. Where is it acceptable to finish this season? Or does it have to be top 4 for Champions League football for it or further behind? Can I be honest with you, Jake Snell? The players that I think Man United are linked with, I think top 5, top 4 should be sufficient for Man United next season. Going from 15th to top 5, top 4 will be incredible. But I believe some people say I'm stupid. There are probably other content creators who probably listen to this and say, Sal, you're absolutely bonkers, mate. You're mad. What are you talking about coming? What are you talking about with this? What are you talking about coming top 4? I believe that. If we get the players in. If we don't get the players in, expect another difficult season. Because these players are proven time in, time out that they're not the players to take us forward. Yeah, we might improve a little bit with Cunha, but we need much more than just Cunha. Cunha can't do everything on his own. Man United need at least another 5 players in there to make a significant difference. Even more than that, but I'm just talking about realistically, So, look, if we get the players in that I expect us to get in, for example, let me say this for argument's sake. Man United got Cunha, right? Man United get Mbeumo. Man United sign a capable striker. Man United get a goalkeeper. So that is like 4, isn't it? I say that Man United could fight for top 4. They could. But it all depends on the opening 5 games of the season for me. If Man United beat Arsenal, things could look a little bit more prettier, and people will be a bit more confident. And I'm predicting Man United are going to beat Arsenal, guys. I think they're going to beat Arsenal. I think we will. I'm not going to come out on a negative. I'm going to try not to, because you know what? Too many people are being, too negative. And I agree with it to some extent, but I just feel like it's early. It's early. And as I said, we've only signed 1 or 2 players in June in our history. So I think that maybe we should just be a little bit, wait until July. Let's wait until July for me. But guys, I do believe we're going to finish high up the league. I think we're going to do that. And it's going to be a much better season. We're going to surprise a lot of people. I'm not going to flip-flop from that. I've said that from months. I'm not going to flip-flop from that. I think given a pre-season, etc., that I think that Ruben Amorim will do well next season. But that is my subjective opinion. That's what I think. You may have a different opinion to me, of course. Home design, LA, what's going on? Bruno will be drifting. Amorim will sort that. We'll sort it out. If he stops drifting, it will help Ugarte out a lot. Absolutely, home design. When Bruno drifts, he's not where Ugarte needs him. Exactly, home design. You see that comment right there, home design LA. You see that comment right there. It represents an intelligent comment. It represents someone who knows what they're talking about, because that is exactly right. The drifting of Bruno created a bagel FC at Man United. You know what I mean? It created a big space in that midfield, which obviously contributed to Man United struggling. Now that we have Mbeumo and Cunha, with those 2 up front, it may contribute to Bruno sticking to his position, thus helping Ugarte. So that could happen possibly. That's a very good point. That could happen, and I hope that will. Ugarte was exposed last season, not no fault of his own. He was left on his own sometimes, and this is what people don't understand. People don't look at that. And people go back, talk about João Neves. Look at João Neves. João Neves has a settled team at PSG. Man United are not a settled team. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, people deal with too many absolutes in football, and it's a very simplistic way of looking at football. Me watching football for way longer than I would have envisioned, I look at things like that. I look at things that it just takes a spark to change something, ignite something within the team, in my opinion. It just takes a spark to change something in a football club. And I think it just takes something like that to change everything. Bruno's not a bad player. It's an excellent player. And what we say is that if he supported a little bit more and Ugarte was supported a little bit more, you never know what could happen. Big up, my friend. Big up. Sal, every year, all Virils are packing their teams. Arsenal, Liverpool, shitty. Arsenal signed one player, Asif, one player. Liverpool are run like a proper football club. As again, I said, we're run by Ineos. So we're going to have to lump it at the moment, and we can't do nothing about it. This is the way it is. As long as Man United get their players in, I think we'll be all right next season. Absolutely. I'm not going to be crying and being scared about, oh my God, we're going to be playing Arsenal first game of the season. Oh my God, my goodness me. Have you seen what football I've seen in my life? Players I've seen, that Arsenal team, my goodness me. Definitely not. But you know what I would say is that we are not Arsenal. We are not Liverpool. We are not shitty. We are Manchester United, right? And we have been run like a piece of crap for the last 13 years, 20 years if you count, obviously, the Glazers there. They have never been subjected to what we've been subjected to over the years, Liverpool are run like a proper football team. We're run like a business. That's the difference. Now, comparing ourselves and worrying about what Liverpool are doing, it's just naivety. Because at the end of the day, Liverpool are run like a proper football team. We're not. We got Ineos in charge. Blame Ineos. If we don't get the players in time, blame Ineos. But I'm still protecting a good season next season, Asif. Absolutely. If we are getting Martinez, then Onana ain't competing for anything, in my opinion. He might be pushed out the door, Johnny. He might be pushed out the door. Big up. Sal, did United make Lima and Malik Fofana? Sal, did United make... Malik Fofana was all speculation, Iwara. Malik Fofana, I'm a big fan of Malik Fofana. He's a winger, though. Man United are getting Mbeumo, Iwara. So I don't think that Man United will be going for Fofana as well. In regards to Lamine Camara, big fan of Lamine Camara, Monaco midfielder, of course, very good player. Hopefully, it is still early days in the window. Maybe Man United might do a bonus signing, and someone like Lamine Camara would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? Although I don't think it's going to happen, Iwara. I'll be honest with you. I think that Man United are taking too much time. I just don't think it's going to happen quickly enough, in my humblest of opinion, guys. Absolutely. But big up, everyone. I want to thank everyone. Let me read Dr. Akibi. Big up yourself. Good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining the show. Ineos have been here for just a year, and y'all think you know him and how to do things. I think we United fans need to calm down and let the new structure do their jobs before we judge. Doctor, intelligent comment. One thing I would say in regards to that, mate, I think that there's an element of PTSD within the Man United fan base, obviously, given the history of Man United over the last, 13 years. They have a right to be a little bit concerned. The one overriding thing I will have, Mr. Dr. Akibi, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, but big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. One thing I would say is that the communication, I just feel like Ineos need to communicate a little bit. I'm calm. I've always been. I've told people I'm calm. I'm calm because I'm in a position where I can't just be jumping out of my pram and start saying that they're this, they're that, and then they go and sign a few players, and then I look like a right prat. Because I'm hearing different things, but I can't say what I'm hearing. So it's at the end of the day, what I would say is that calm is important, but also cautious calm, because we could be overly calm because of what has happened this last 13 years. Evidently, fans are going to be upset and disgruntled and annoyed, and they have every right to be that because of what evidence suggests. As I said, my friend, that I'm always going to look at things in a way that from all different points of view, a bird's eye point of view, for example, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be jumping out my pram and stuff like that. But I don't blame people for doing that, my friend. I don't blame people for being a little bit nervous and upset, because evidence suggests that we should be. And, until they actually prove us wrong. And now, look, I'm going to bring into this. I don't think last summer was a bad window. I think they did all right. Apart from Ugarte coming in late, I think they did all right. We did miss out on the left back, but we did get him in January. And what I would say is that, let's wait and see. Let's not go to two sides of the spectrum. There's two sides of the spectrum, isn't it? So let's wait and see what happens. Big up, Jeff. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Good day, United Morning Sal. I must say, I'm a bit freaked out about the transfers. It's totally unacceptable. The Bremer deal should have been done by now, but there's so many players. This is so good. But there is so many players that's so good. Absolutely, Jeff. Big up, Jeff. Thank you so much. I agree. Absolutely. Guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. You absolute legends. Thank you for your comments. You absolute diamonds. Brilliant comments coming out, guys. Sorry I can't read everyone's comments, guys, but thank you everyone for joining me today, guys. Let me just read out a couple of more. Big up Derek. Big up Derek Market. Thank you for joining the stream. Yourself. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining Stretford Post. Please, guys, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, please don't forget to smash a like on the video. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Guys, I'm Sal Warnock. This is Chatterbox. This is Breaking Dawn, excuse me. And have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And guys, I'll see you later for Chatterbox. Put your notifications on, because anything can happen. Anything can happen. Take it easy, guys. See you later for Chatterbox. Peace.